3007 Minot Avenue, or Minot, or I think it's Minot. Doing a sanitary lateral inspection for the purchase of a home. This is actually a two-family. Looking for any structural issues, root intrusion, anything that may be of concern to the buyer. We're going through the rear center of the basement stack here. You can see it's coming over from a sink line. But this is the furthest rear stack, so we can inspect the most length of pipe. So you can see it's a cast iron stack. Based on the age of the house, I expect there to be clay underneath the floor all the way out to the street. But we will see that as we go. It's down to the bottom, immediately goes horizontal. So this line is probably going to be kind of ugly just because it is a sink line. They tend to have a lot of a lot of grease buildup, but shortly after it does go horizontal like that, we do drop into the clay, which is what I expected. This is a normal material for this age of pipe. Just have a weird little jog there. We want to make sure that we're making our way through all this. That looks like maybe somebody's lunch or something. There's a lot of weird jogs in it, so we hope we can get around all this just because of all the weird turns. Let's see if we can kind of move through this here. Doesn't look to be. I'm gonna have to try to run some water or something and see if we can get something to help flush this line out a little bit. I'm gonna pause the video for a second. Okay, we're trying to run some water here to see if we can see what's going on. Yeah. What I may do is I may move. There's another clean out behind the washer. And so, I'm sorry, the dryer. And so what I'm going to do here, I think based off of this, because I'm not even able to see where the flow line is on this, I think I'm going to go from, there's a Y right behind this. I think I'm going to go from behind that dryer there. That looks like a newer stack. And this made quite a few weird turns. So we just want to make sure that we're able to get out with the sink line and the amount of weird turns that this thing made. This may have been like an old downspout line or something like that based off of the position of it. It had one of those. I could have already gone the wrong way based off of how the one crossed. I know you can't see anything now on the way out. Noticed that there was a pipe coming directly across, and it could have been supposed to have made a turn, and it went straight across. So I'm going to pause the video real quick, and we're going to make, like I said, we're going to make a move. It's only still on the back wall. It's only maybe 10 feet away. So we'll go in there, and hopefully we'll have a lot better luck. Okay, so it's kind of a waste of the first few minutes of video there, but you can see now there's the old stack over there, if you can see it in the background, and then we are going in through this stack behind the dryer here now. And one thing is, it's missing some packing around the pipe. When they put this in the ground, this may be something to note. This is a PVC stack. And this goes directly into clay. And so we can still see the water running, and see, this is what I was talking about. I may have gone up this line previously, where you can see where the flow is supposed to go. And we just don't want that camera to go backwards. We want to make sure that we're going with flow here. It just has some really weird connections going here. So, let's pull it out again and see if I can. I think that these two lines are coming together. And the camera wants to go both directions, like this wanted to go. They don't want to go with the flow of the water, but that's what we need it to do. Because we have buildup in the line, just, you know, normal buildup, old buildup here. We need this to go left, and I think it's going right. I have to see if we can. Yep, we've gone, yeah, there's no water behind us, so we've gone up the wrong way again. So there's water going by here. See if there's a way we can get this to kind of. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to maybe pause this, see if I can put something on the front of this camera that might help direct it down the line. But the way they brought all these together, obviously it's a bunch of crossover pipes. Instead of bringing them in at separate times, they brought them in together at the same point. So the camera's wanting to go across into another horizontal connection instead of going out through the main line to go out to the street. And so we can't really force this thing to go anywhere. I'm going to have to try to put something on here to help it go the right direction. So again, I'm going to pause the video. I may just start the video over. We've wasted probably 10 minutes here messing with this so far. Okay, we've put a little standoff on the camera here. I only have an option to use one type because of the size of the entry point. You can see, come on. I just need it to go left. And it keeps going right. I need it to go left right here, and for some reason it keeps going right. There's three lines coming together. As you can see, there's one coming through the center, one directly across, and then the one I'm in. And it just does not want to go the way I need it to go. It keeps going the same way over and over again, and it's going upstream. I don't know which way I went. Hopefully we can find some. I may have got it to go the right way. Now we just have to see if we can get it to rinse off here. There we go. Yes, it looks like we are going with the flow of water now. You can kind of see it in the bottom. That's what we were wanting. Now we have a T. Okay, there we go. This is what we were looking for. May have to go out first, all the way out first, and then we'll be able to inspect the line a little better on the way back. Just get all the stuff in the line here. Trying to make it better, and it's just making it worse. There we go. So there is a small belly. We are running some water at the moment, so there will be some water in the line, obviously. And what we're looking for in this situation is just to make sure that there's no like solids built up in these spots where it is holding a little bit of water, just to see if it's has any current issues. And the water seems to be flowing freely, and the fact that you have all those spider webs kind of lets you know that the water level hasn't gotten that high, which means not any blockages. I'm not sure what that is. Let me try to get that. This is what I mean, pushing. As you're pushing a lot of stuff down the line. And so as you pull back, once you have the lens clean, there shouldn't be anything being pushed up against the line, so a lot of times you can inspect better on the pullback, as long as the camera is rinsed off, versus as you're pushing and then you're pushing a bunch of stuff up against the front of the lens. You're unable to see as well. There's a connection from the right, but we may not be out of the building yet. So far the line looks good structurally. I haven't seen any broken pipes or anything. This is, again, see how you push forward, it pushes the water up onto the lens, and then when you stop, the camera lens is above it. And this camera lens now with the standoff is probably about maybe 3/4 of an inch to an inch off the bottom of the pipe. And this should be a 6-inch diameter clay pipe, so this isn't a whole lot of water. Okay, it looks like we're diving. You can see in the bottom left-hand corner, that's the angle that the camera is hanging, or sitting, I should say. Right now it's hanging. You can see it's at about 60 degrees, and it even gives you a little representation of the camera head right below when it says negative 59 degrees. It means it's pointing down at a 59, 62 degree angle, which means we should be dropping. Looks like we dropped a long way, and we should be, that should be the main that we're dropping into at 124 feet. So just want to make sure that the camera lens is clean before we pull back out. Get all that water running in there. And then we should be able to bring it back up and it'll flatten out. There we are, just about flat. Should be able to see pretty well on the way back here. I'm going to turn the water off and let the water dissipate a little bit in the line so we can see a little better.
What's wrong?
Hold on.
You need to get to another one? Oh.
Alright, so you can see the water level. We were just waiting for that water level to dissipate. It's still flowing a little bit, but we should be able to see clearly. So far, everything looks great. One major thing you usually see in these areas is with clay, you'll see a lot of like root intrusion, and the good thing is I haven't seen any. Like that right there to the left, that could be some packing. It may be a tiny bit of like finger roots, but a lot of times, depending on the packing they use, some of that's left over, where you have some mineral deposits coming in from groundwater a little bit. But on the way out, obviously the view is obstructed at times, but on the way out I didn't see a whole lot of, didn't really see any structural issues. We do have, like I mentioned before, some small bellies, but they don't ever get to the point where they are, even a quarter of the pipe. And there were no solids in them, so it will be noted, but it's not obstructing flow or causing an issue at the time of inspection. There's a connection there off to your right. It's probably a downspout as far out as we are. Probably just at the front of the house. Shut it. My camera got stuck right there. It just got caught on the edge of the thing. I had to pop it loose. See, now that we're not running any water, there's really not anything. This is what we saw on the way out. You can see right there. That's just a little tiny bit of finger roots. Very small amount, nothing to be concerned about. That's at about 62 feet, excuse me. But that's not a concern at all. So this line looks really good. Especially for the age. I believe the house was built in 1918. And so there's just somebody's breakfast or lunch there. That will, once a bunch of water gets run, that'll all be taken out to the main. So you're always going to find some little bits of solid, but I don't see anything like, large chunks that are backing up, which are, I always want to note though, to never use wet wipes. Try to avoid the tenants from using wet wipes. They can always cause an issue. They don't disintegrate like toilet paper, so like to make that comment. So they can cause backups in brand new pipe. Even the ones that say flushable are not flushable. But yeah, now that since we've had the water off on the way back, you can see how all the water is escaping wonderfully. It's not leaving really any bellies at all. And this is where we first went in, where we were having trouble going across upstream. And so we're just about back at the clean out. And we are back. So that line looks really good, especially for its age. I didn't find any structural issues. Just a couple spots with like literally one little finger root coming through. So it's not a concern. I mean, you might want to check back in 5 or 6 years and just to be sure that there's nothing that hasn't the roots aren't going crazy in there. But based off of what I've seen there, I don't think you have anything to worry about. And then there was a very small belly out at I believe it was like 75 feet or so, but we'll make note of that on the, go back over the video and we'll make note of that on the report. But that again is not a concern. It's a minor belly. It's just holding a little bit of water. Just something that I have to make note of. But so everything looked good. It's fully functional, free flowing at the time of inspection. So that'll end the inspection at 3007 Minot Avenue.